All right, welcome to Coffee with Marcus and Mark. Today, just Mark, the number one stock market show on Spotify and one of the most popular market updates on YouTube. In this show, we talk about what's happening in the markets and how we are trading them. Today is Tuesday, December 3rd, and here's a look at the markets. New records for the S&P and Dow, but the post-election rally takes a break today. Honeywell weighs on the Dow. Job openings higher than expected. U.S. steel drops after Trump's comments. And Elon Musk gets denied. Plus, we'll look at our open positions. And I've got something really special and cool that I'd like to share. Something that we're doing here at Rockwell Trading for the holidays that you definitely want to be a part of. And I'll show you how to participate. Let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, there's a lot to talk about. My name is Mark Hodge. I'm head coach at Rockwell Trading, and let's go ahead and jump to the charts here. Here we have the S&P 500, and yesterday the S&P 500 was able to pull off a win, up 0.25%, finishing with a new record once again. The Dow yesterday pulling back, and then the NASDAQ also finishing higher, rallying to make a new record yesterday with a 1% gain. Now today, on the other hand, we see that it's a little bit quiet, but we are pulling back. The S&P 500 is down 0.1%, a little bit of a pause, but negative for the session. The Dow down 0.25%, being held back a little bit by Honeywell. We'll take a look there. The NASDAQ, new record, trying to hang on to some gains. We could look at the 5-minute chart here. We see that we opened lower, dipped a little bit, and then rallied, filled that gap within 10 minutes, tried to rally and made session highs after that JOLTS jobs report that came out at 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll look at the numbers there. Pulling back, just kind of all over the place, but just recently going positive again. Looks like there's some strength in the NASDAQ, but really just kind of a diddle day with a little bit of pressure to the downside overall. Now, let's take a look at the economic calendar because we did have a red flag report this morning. JOLTS job openings coming out with 7.74 million openings. This was higher than the 7.51 million expected, also higher than the previous reading of 7.37. So more jobs available, which is a good thing for the economy. Now, if we take a look at the heat map, we could see how the markets are trading, and there's a decent amount of red. So similar to yesterday, where the Magnificent Seven were really holding things up, we're seeing the same thing today. NVIDIA up 0.1%, Microsoft flat, Apple 0.5% higher, Meta 1.6%, Google 0.1%. We have Amazon 0.8%, Tesla out of the Magnificent Seven being the only one that's down 1.7%. A decent amount of red elsewhere. So the bigger names, the bigger companies, the larger cap, the super caps are really just keeping the market afloat right now today. Otherwise, it looks like it's a little bit bottom heavy with some red distributed really throughout the S&P 500. Now let's come back here and look at some individual names. We could pull up Honeywell. Honeywell taking a bit of a hit today, down 2.2%, holding the Dow back at the Dow 30. We could also go back to the heat map, actually look at the Dow 30 because it's Procter & Gamble, Honeywell, Disney that are the biggest losers today. But Honeywell taking the biggest hit, down 2.2%. This comes after a new outlook was reported. They actually slashed their 2024 outlook. Investors not liking that, and that contributing to today's decline. Now, another stock on the move. We could take a look at Tesla here. Tesla, on one hand, you could say that this is a muted reaction when we look at this huge move that we've had since early November, late October. And chart-wise, it's barely a blip on the radar, but Tesla is down 1.7%. When we look at the Magnificent Seven there and the other big names being positive for the session. Tesla definitely bucking that trend. And this comes after a Delaware judge denied the reinstatement of Elon Musk's $56 billion pay package. They've been going back and forth on that. And right now, it seems like maybe investors are a little bit concerned. Like, does Elon Musk lose his focus and attention on Tesla? Probably not. But nonetheless, down a little bit. And you could see that compared to the other stocks in the Magnificent Seven, this is a little bit of a I would say outlier, but bucking the overall trend where everything else is flat or positive for the session, and a little bit of selling in Tesla. Not a whole lot, but worth noting. Now let's go back to the economic calendar here, because this week it's all about jobs, but we did have some comments from Fed members, and yesterday afternoon we had the New York Fed President John Williams speaking. Williams said, quote, "Inflation remains above our 2% longer run target, and it will take some time to achieve our inflation goal on a sustained basis, but there are reasons to be confident that we'll get to the 2%. And that could be taken as a positive there. Now, Fed Governor Christopher Waller also spoke, and saying that another rate cut in December is expected, although there are some concerns about recent inflation trends. And we can take a look at the CME Fed Watch tool here. We see that the Fed meeting is in 15 days, 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 52 seconds. But right now, it looks like investors are betting on a cut, just like Christopher Waller had suggested. 69% chance right now that there's a quarter point cut, 31% chance that rates stay the same. So investors are pricing in a cut right now, although it's not a guarantee. So some investors believing that the Fed will not cut at their December meeting. We'll have to see. And I'll also see what this looks like for future cuts, because this quarter point, if not in December, likely to take place at the January meeting, and then potentially another quarter point cut in March. And here it's really all over the place, but the projected cuts that we had before the election and the number of cuts in 2025 definitely slowed down now, with some maybe in inflation concerns, a decent economy, strong economy, and growth focused with the new administration, but not the same rate cut expectations that we had previously. Now that could change, and we'll see what the December meeting brings, but that is definitely something coming up in the next 2 weeks that could move the market. Let's see what else we have here. We have to talk about U.S. Steel, and this is something that had been going on for a little while here, where there was the announcement that Japan's Nippon Steel made an offer for U.S. Steel, and President-elect Trump has said that he opposes the deal. And so this came out yesterday. He said he will block the purchase. And right now, United States Steel down 8.4%, taking a bit of a hit. So this one has been all over the place over the last couple of months, but down a decent amount today. Let's take a look at some open trades, and let's start with the WTF analyzer. Here, no new signals, which to me isn't a surprise, with the markets being a little bit quiet, but mostly positive over the last couple of days. We did have an exit. So AVGO is a trade that I jumped into on Friday morning, and this morning we had a signal to close. So a nice 2-day trade, a nice win. I got out of this one, I think it was at 164.04, I think it was. An entry around 159.57. So nice couple of bucks on this in 2 days, and an exit today worked out nicely, just like I'd hope and expect with a WTF strategy. in, out 2, 3 days later and moving on, looking for new opportunities. If we look at some open wheel positions, and here BP bouncing back after yesterday's drop, so that's looking pretty nice, up 1.3%. CSIQ all over the place, so we'll have to see the reaction to earnings. This week, it's all about earnings for this one. Reporting earnings on Thursday. Yesterday was a decent day, but we're chopping around here trying to figure out what comes next after this nice 2-day run up. Looks like 13 is a level that investors are trying to decide on right now, trading at 1281, up just under 1% right now. Halliburton flat for the trading session. This one goes ex-dividend tomorrow, so 17-cent dividend that will be payable on December 26th. And I will be owning the shares going into the open tomorrow, so I will be the shareholder on record and entitled to that 17-cent dividend. That works. This one, a decent dividend payer for the price of the stock, and looking for this to continue on up so I can sell calls. Nothing to do right now. Coles, a trade I am not in. Marcus's in a decent day yesterday with a 3% gain, down a little bit today, trying to find some direction here after that negative earnings reaction that took place last week. Merck running a little bit higher, which is a good thing for anybody that owns shares of Merck. This is another one that Marcus is in. I am not. Now we're both in UPS. UPS pulling back. This is not what I wanted to see. And gosh, getting back. I mean, this again. I've said it before. This has some beautiful ranges, and here you could see maybe some support around 130. I had this line here at 131, but you could definitely bring it down to that level. 130, there's 130, 130, 50. Just some nice ranges here. Just as a shareholder, I would like this to be in the upper range, but this one continues to trade in these nice ranges. I think FedEx was down as well. I think FedEx got a downgrade today, so it could be tied to the same thing. So FedEx down 3.4%, sliding yesterday down 2%. UPS yesterday pulling back a little bit, 1%, 1.25%, and today down 2.6%. So it seems to be all related, and maybe some concerns there about costs and expectations for the holiday and the upcoming year. With that said, let's take a look at the calendar here, because tomorrow we do have some important reports. We have ADP non-farm numbers coming out in the morning, and we have Fed Chair Powell speaking in the afternoon, 1:45 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely some things that could move the market. ISM Services PMI sandwiched in between those two events. And then there are some earnings reports as well. So today, after the bell, Salesforce, Marvel Technology. Tomorrow morning before the bell, Hormel Foods, Dollar Tree, Campbell Soup, Chewy, Foot Locker, for those looking to trade any of those companies. And I know that this is dad joke time, and I was going to tell a construction joke, but I'm still working on it. Okay, I know that was bad. But I'm not just going to leave you there with that one. I want to share something special, something that we do around the holidays here at Rockwell Trading, and we would love for you to participate. If you go to rockwelltrading.com/holiday, HOLIDAY, you'll come to this page. And yes, we ask for your name and your email address. And oops, didn't want to do that. There we go. Yeah, look at this. Marcus. Here, let me pause it in a better place. There we go. That's a little more friendly. Marcus is in Switzerland. And look at this. It almost looks fake. It's so beautiful there. Just such a great scene. And you don't want to miss this. So this is a lot of fun. What we do is the 25 days of Christmas, and basically each day we send out a gift or a suggestion or ask you to participate in the community by sharing something. And it's just a lot of fun. We have so much fun with this, and I'd love for you to participate in it. rockwelltrading.com/holiday, or sorry, yeah, that was it. And it will bring you to the holiday calendar. Now you'll have the ability to join the 25 days of Christmas community. Here's my trading buddy Chip. This is actually from a couple of years ago. But it's just so much fun. We have other members posting. Each day we ask you to do something, or we have a giveaway, or share a recipe. We just have so much fun with this, and everybody has such a good time. So it doesn't cost anything to join. It's a lot of fun. Brings just a lot of great community spirit, but also some fun little giveaways and some fun videos. And you'll also get to see Marcus proof that he is playing hooky and he is traveling, but he will be back here on Thursday. So hope you join us in sharing the holiday spirit here and participating in the 25 days of Christmas. You're going to love it. And we'll see you in the community having fun. So with that said, if you like this market update, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you know someone who could benefit from the 25 days of Christmas or from our videos, please share the channel. And I'll be back here tomorrow. Until then, happy trading, everybody.